The Division 2 is officially out. Very exciting for fans of the original one, including myself. I've been waiting for this game for a really long time. We have already been playing it for a few days, Eddie, because we started it when the early access got underway a few days ago. I think one of the biggest questions with this game, which I totally empathize with being a person who doesn't tend to play multiplayer games, is this game fun solo? If you're getting into it, if you don't already have a friendship group who's super into the series, if you're not a fan of playing with strangers, is it still a fun game to play on your own?
Absolutely it is, but there's a lot that we can talk about this, but yeah, my main takeaway after playing this game for the past few days, for like 15, 20 hours so far, is that you can absolutely have a good time playing by yourself. It might not always be the ideal way to play, or it might not be for everybody, but I personally have had a really good time playing by myself.
The main thing that gets me thinking about whether or not I should or want to is that the Division 2 is so good with matchmaking you, because I definitely know what it feels like to not always have friends who want to play on my game of choice or my platform of choice, which is usually PC. And the Division 2 is just fantastic at matchmaking you into whatever it is you want to do. And that's especially with the addition of the call for backup button, which you can pop into your menu and select at any point, and someone can just answer the call and just hop along to help you with whatever it is you happen to be doing. And I find it really enjoyable, and one of the things I really love about playing with other people is if I do something silly, if I go in gung-ho and get myself killed, that's not the be-all and end-all. I don't have to think about where my closest respawn point is. Although I will say, one of the things that's always put me off games like MMOs and stuff that I've tried out is that I quite like to be the hero of these kinds of games, and you lose that a little bit when you're part of a group, but you really get it back again when you're playing solo.
Yeah, you absolutely do. So the thing I love about playing solo, it's not that I don't like playing in multiplayer, but when you're playing solo, I like to do things at my own pace, on my own terms. It's just like what you said, when you're thinking about a situation, like where are you going to flank from, what's the position you're going to take, what's the angle you're going to take. When you have a bunch of random people, while it might help you overall, sometimes they can be kind of a detracting force if you guys are not unified. And also at the same time, I like to have a plan. I go in with my plan and I execute it. And yeah, it might be a little bit more challenging by yourself. But that sense of fulfillment and reward, when you finish and you knock down a yellow enemy, all by yourself, I think that feels really, really good.
It really does. And there is the random element, and which some people are a huge fan of. I know generally I am. I don't really mind the kinds of people I'm being matched with, whether they're people who want to open every single bag like I do, or whether they're people who just want to go gung-ho and run. I tend toward fitting into whatever play style the people or person I'm with decides they want to go with, which is fine. But it is really nice because this world it's beautiful. The levels are really interesting. They're really intricate arenas, and being able to piece them out, as you say, on your own, strategize, and it's all up to you. It's like traveling on your own. It's just kind of an exciting experience to have without just feeling like you need to go along with what the people who are in your team are doing.
I think the other element here is when you get into a clan, so you can still play solo, but your achievements, get routed back into your clan's overall achievements. You can have that solo experience, but also contribute to something more meaningful.
Look, personally, because I hate respawning at random locations so much, I am the kind of person who will matchmake for anything I do, whether it's free roam, whether it's a side mission, whether it's a control point. But there is a very particular joy in doing these things on your own that I really believe you don't get as much in the multiplayer, despite how great the multiplayer is. It's something that Michael Hyam said in his piece on how fun the game is in single player on GameSpot. And I think it's definitely worth trying both, to be honest. I think they both have their place, and it's great that the game supports both as well as it does.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite part about the game too, is that while my own personal preference might be to play solo, in no way does the game ever push you down one or the other path. It does some things to encourage you to play with other people, but there's no penalties for not, apart from maybe potentially a little bit more challenging experience.
Absolutely. Well, if you guys want to hear more about The Division 2, our full review is on the way, so stay tuned to GameSpot and check out the rest of our coverage.